Hi, welcome to our last video for creating our perspective cityscape. In this video, we will be shading in the rest of our buildings. This is the final outcome once all of our buildings are shaded in along with all of our details. When shading the buildings, please keep the following things in mind. The parts of the buildings facing us in the drawing should have darker shading where you press harder and shade with more solid color. The sides of the building that appear to be going to the vanishing point should be shaded in more softly and lighter. Each side of the building should contrast each other. This will ensure that your buildings will appear three-dimensional. Remember to try to pick colors that are different and contrast your sky and your ground. To begin, pick a color that you would like to use for your first building. As you shade in the side that is facing us, press harder with your colored pencils and deposit more color in a solid manner. Shade the side of the building going towards the vanishing point with a softer pressure so it appears lighter on that side of the building. Remember, each side of the building should contrast each other. Have fun and play with color as you deposit it to different areas of your buildings. When shading within your windows, try to add color to the windows based on the sky color choice. This will allow the windows to feel shiny and reflective. I recommend using a diagonal shading where the corners are shaded darker to lighter in each window. On this side of the building, I'm using some purple in the upper left-hand corner of each window. This will suggest that I'm reflecting purple from the sky, and then I'm filling in the bottom quarters with yellows and some of the pinks from the sunset. On this side of the building, I'm adding in more of a blue shading, and I'm going to add some purple to the bottom right-hand corner of each window. I'm pressing harder in the upper left-hand corner, and I'm allowing that shading to be on a diagonal so that way each window is visible. I am not shading across all of the windows. Continue to shade your buildings. Again, details that are on the sides of the buildings facing us, you should press harder, and the sides of the buildings that are away from us or different parts should have contrasting values. So here I'm using a lighter pressure for the roof of that building. I'm going back to pressing harder for the design of the front of the building. As you shade on the side of the buildings, continue to press a little bit harder and create a gradation from dark to light as the building progresses towards the vanishing point. Continue to have fun and be creative when adding details to your buildings. I'm making this part of my building represent a piece of artwork by the artist Jen Stark. For the bricks in your buildings, select a color that is a pattern and apply this color from dark to light as it progresses towards the vanishing point. For lighting, you can represent the lights being on by putting a little bit of shading with yellow underneath each light and allow that to fade outward. Just continue to have fun playing with color and shading within your buildings. Remember, we want to reinforce that they are three-dimensional. We want to reinforce contrast within the buildings and windows and edges where things meet, so that way we can see all parts of your building designs. When you have completed your work, you should have a cityscape that looks something like this. Congratulations on doing such a great job on your perspective cityscape.